okay, let's do it.
It is January 9th, 2022. Welcome to the Zodiac Chatline. I'm your host, Tennah, and we have my co-host here, Cassie. We are ready to do a live show with live guests on this chat line. So thank you again to everybody that's joining. Hi to everybody that's already joined. We see you. We love you. We want you to we love that you're here. So let's see. Like I said before, planets, everything's doing the same. Just Mercury Retrograde. Let's see. I think that's it. And if anybody,
yeah, which we have a show planned for Mercury Retrograde, guys. But I'm going to tell you that the nature of Mercury Retrograde is to fuck with all of our tech. So if it turns out on Thursday, we try to do our show at 10 p.m. to talk to everyone about Mercury Retrograde, and then everything takes a shit. I'm so sorry in advance for that.
We tried. Just know we tried.
We tried.
Yes.
Coral is in the chat. She's in our email. She is looking for questions. If you don't want to put it in the chat, totally understand that. Shoot us an email. Coral's reading it. She's got it. And
I think that's it. Yeah.
We're
going to get started. We're going to get our friend. Let me get her on the chat line.
Yes. So we have two guests tonight. First, we're going to be talking to Allison. And Allison is from Detroit.
What up, no?
And she's a Libra.
Hey!
Hi. Welcome, Allison.
Thank you. Well, Allison, it's so nice to have you. So glad to meet you. Thank you so much for being on the show. We have the utmost gratitude for you putting yourself out there with us. We want you to know that we do this because we love it and it's fun, but it is meant to empower you and give you the best way and the best tools to look at, what happened when you were born and how to best work with that energy. So that's what we are here for you.
I'm super excited.
All right.
So what is your take on being a Libra?
I don't know, usually from what I've heard is like we're good leaders and creative, which I feel like I am.
All right.
Okay.
Love that.
Can you guys hear me okay?
No.
Yes, we can. Yeah.
We just
I
want to
didn't
make
know
sure
if you were about to go harder on any particular thing. So I was just, that was very diplomatic of you.
Yeah, I don't know too much about Libra. I want to find out more.
Okay.
Heard.
Okay. So basically in astrology for Cassie and myself, the best thing that we always look at is what we call your big three. And that's going to be your sun, your moon, and your rising. Those are the three energies that kind of are with you all the time. And that's what you express when you go out in the world. And that's kind of just the most general summary of who you are as a person. So your sun is in Libra, which we know. And Libra is a cardinal air sign. We love Libras. They're the peacemakers. They're the ones that need balance and love balance. And they stand for, fairness in all things. They can always look at both sides, but never make a decision. Not always, but sometimes they can.
Well, yeah, they will definitely analyze something to death if they don't want to make a decision on it. And they're geared toward partnerships. They're the sign of partnerships, love relationships, business partnerships, whatever. Libras are kind of always defining themselves in and with and against the people that are closest to them. And it's a quest for all Libras to really be able to define who they are, not them in relation to other people.
Yes. And then we have your moon sign, and your moon is your emotions and, feelings. And you have moon in Aquarius, and that's an interesting placement for that sign. What did you have a question? Go ahead.
No, I just never heard this before.
So yes, we are fascinated. We were fascinated with your chart, by the way. Super fascinated. Cassie and I are chart nerds, but we were super fascinated about yours. So a moon in Aquarius, let's see, the moon's usually is ruled by Cancer. So that's a very emotional water sign. Aquarius is not known to be emotional. They are thinkers. I'm an Aquarius sun. So An Aquarius moon tends to be a little more detached in their emotions. It's not that they're not emotional, it's just that it's not always outwardly expressed as maybe some other signs like a Cancer or I mean, I guess even an Aries would express a lot more emotion than an Aquarius.
Well, and an Aquarius has a tendency to intellectualize their emotions or try to. And it's hard because the moon is the part of yourself that, like, I had a therapist who once told me there was only 3 things we could control in life: what we say, what we do, and how we react to our feelings, because you can't control your feelings. And so, like, the moon is the part of you that you can't control, the feelings part of you that you can't control. And actually, both the Libra sun, which wants to keep everything on an even keel, and the influence of Aquarius over your moon that wants to intellectualize everything, means expressing emotions maybe doesn't come super naturally, or maybe always doesn't always feel easy, you know. It does give you more of a collected head when other people would lose their shit. It's a favorable placement in that way. And you have it in the seventh house, which is the house that rules marriage and partnerships. And so for you in a love relationship, being able to maintain your own separate identity is going to be really critical to your, like, long-term happiness. Even though the Libra sun part of you wants to be, like, coupled up, that Aquarius moon part of you wants to just
be yourself,
who the fuck you want to be when you want to be that person.
And be free, like freedom and independence and freedom of expression. Like, that is a very much an Aquarian trait. And as Cassie said, it being in your 7th house, it's important that you do the opposite of what a Libra wants to do and maintain that individuality. So it's good though. It's good for your emotional balance. And then we come to your rising sign, which is also known as the ascendant. And that's the sign that was rising on the horizon when you were born. And that is for you, a Leo. And those are the performers. Leo risings tend to, you notice a lot about Leos and their manes and their hairs, whether it be usually sun, moon, rising, but rising and sun for sure, you can tell by the hair. And
her lighting's a little dark, but Allison has gorgeous, like, long, shiny, just like fantastic hair. It's so good.
And so that, I think, really helps you be able to shine, especially in front of people when they first meet you. You seem to be more approachable, I think, than internally you want to be. Just because because Leo's ruled by the sun, and the sun shines. That is what the sun does best. And so for a Leo rising, like, when you walk into a room, people know you walked into a room.
Mm-hmm. Especially with that Libra sun influence, because that makes you beautiful. Libra sun,
right? I was like,
just like
all
pretty.
Aesthetics.
Yeah.
All aesthetics.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. No. That's.
We gather that your home is quite elegantly decorated. Like, could be on the cover of, like, a Better Homes and Gardens. Like, has very unique things, very quirky things, but maybe some luxury but
curated,
nonetheless,
like,
aesthetically, like, amazing.
Yep, that's pretty on point.
So while we're on that subject,
okay,
usually so the lesser influences, once you get past your big 3, your sun, which represents, like, your ego, your kind of, like, biggest self, and then your moon, which is your emotional nature, and your ascendant, which is kind of like, it's a little bit like your first impression / your, like, life energy, kind of like the thing
how people receive you when they first
meet
you.
There
it's
you
not
go.
Necessarily it's not necessarily how you are. They say it's like a mask, but it's just kind of like how people first perceive you. That's really what it is like, people look at you and they go, oh, look at her shining with all her confidence in that her.
So then we have, like, lesser influences that are still what we call personal planets. So that's going to be Mercury, Venus, and Mars. They all represent kind of different things, as different aspects of your personality. Mercury is how you communicate. Venus is how you love, receive love, and mesh yourself in love relationships, and also aesthetics, beauty. And then Mars is energy, your outward, can be aggression, but just like, what you do, and your sort of masculine forward thrusting energy that you have. So you have some interesting placements there too.
Okay.
Look, she knows that. That's exactly what she said. What they about
I
to
just
say.
don't want to hear it, but I do want to hear it.
Okay, so before we go further, is
right.
there anything in particular that you wanted to get out of this, as far as like an area of your life that you'd like to shed more light on, or anything before? Because we could literally talk to you for 6 hours about your we're not going to do that to the viewers,
and still not get through it.
Yeah, there's a ton of different ways that we could proceed. So if there's something in particular that like you want to talk about, now's your chance.
Mostly just like career path and like finances.
Okay. Girl, yes, talk
just
about
like,
them.
I'm on the right path, if I should do more, change.
What can I ask what your current occupation is?
I'm an advertising sales director.
That tracks.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I have one more question. Do you like your job?
Yes.
Okay. Cassie, do you want to go first?
So sure, yeah, because I feel like I have good things to say on this front. So a question came to us, and it has to do with my answer to this question from you, and it's about nodes. So in your chart, in your astrological chart, there's something called a north node, and it is the end of what it literally is in astronomical terms, is the point the moon crosses the sun's path in the sky. It's like a very obscure measurement, but in terms of like the mythos of astrology, it is the end of your karmic path. So it is like the direction that your life is headed, basically. And you have a lot of energy in your chart that is balancing between you wanting to be in a relationship or a partnership. And I don't necessarily mean that as a love thing, but like being attached to another entity, and then you wanting to strike out on your own. And your karmic path leads you to Aries. The end of it is in Aries. Your north node's in Aries. And the energy behind that is like, you can do whatever the fuck it is that you want career wise. Like but you're meant to be like the star of the show, and you're going to thrive the best in areas where you can channel your righteous anger. Like if you could be an advertising executive for a cause you believed in or something like that, like you are going to get a lot of satisfaction and have a lot of success in areas where you believe in the work, because you are meant to kick ass and go out into the world and be exactly who you are and tell people what the fuck is up. And
because you're right.
Yeah, because you're right. And the struggles of your past lives, according to the idea of the karmic path, and then also, with some of the other placements in your chart, like the sun in Libra, is like this having to, not say the things you want to say, not always express the anger that you deservedly have, and like you should let go of that shit and just fucking go with where your passion is, where your like fiery, energetic passion is. That is the place where you'll find career success also.
I like that a lot.
You don't need to worry about money. I think that you have to release whatever lack mentality or energy you have behind that, because you'll be fine. Actually, you'll probably be more than fine. And because you have Venus and Scorpio, that's a Scorpio in general, and all the Scorpio energy that you carry is very deep. Scorpios are not known for surface, not known for really trusting, not known for really speculating or anything like that. They may be suspicious, but they're not going to speculate. So they're not really gamblers. It's like not their thing. They're going to really get to the deepest recesses of something. And Venus also kind of rules your money too. And so like you're always going to get to the heart and the root of where it is. And I feel like if your money and home situation isn't right, you're not right. And so, I mean, I'm sure that's like that with everybody, but for you, it hits you emotionally and deeper than it would most people. And so you really are kind of possessive and focused on maintaining like a certain level of living.
Yep, 100%.
As we all should be. I just know that yours is very focused and deep and concentrated. But here's my whole take in general, right, on money. Money is energy just like anything. And so you have to remember that energy flows where energy goes. And so you can't think about lack. And as Cassie said, I will note this as well about your North Node, is that when you break down the karmic path a little bit smaller, it goes within like, we'll say the weeks of everybody's zodiac. And you happen to be born in the week of society and you're a Libra 3. It's the last week of Libra. So you guys are like almost Scorpio energy. Your karmic path brings you into this world just like that, with all of those tools, with all of that necessary. So you come in knowing exactly who you are and what you're supposed to be, but your goal is to be somebody totally different. And really, as Cassie said, push yourself to the other side. This is what I also will tell every single Libra. Trust your gut. It is always right, even if you want to make a decision about something and you try and weigh the pros and cons. Every Libra friend I know, they'll be like, dang, I should have listened to my gut, because their gut's always right, because it's instinct, it's natural, it's what we all should gear towards. So trust your gut and trust your intuition on anything that you do, especially in career and especially in money, because you're not going to steer yourself wrong. You care too much. Not like in that way, but like, you know, it's just you have a lot of deepness about you and within you that most people probably wouldn't get from the surface. But you know, and people that are really, really close to you know, probably maybe your siblings or family members, like they understand that about you. But you just need to know
that may have caused some conflict, as a matter of fact, with some of your family members at different points in your life, because the Scorpio energy in Venus and Mercury, you have both of those personal planets in Scorpio in your fourth house of home and the early and later parts of your life. And when I was breaking down your chart, one thing that came up is Venus placements in Scorpio in that fourth house lead to somebody who questions deeper into their family lives than other people, and maybe could cause conflicts with older generations in your family because of a willingness to address things that, you know, other people let exist way down in the, you know, in the depths. And not about that life. You're gonna address.
Yep, I do, for sure.
And I would also say within any intimate relationships, especially, just guard against possessiveness and jealousy, because you get attached in a intimate like relationship, like you are in it to win it. You're in the long haul. They better not play with you. If they play with you, it's a wrap. It's a problem. It's a big problem. So more than most. And you and you don't forget that shit,
Right.
And so just really learn to be freer with love and not to be so possessive in it. Love is not meant to ever be captured. It's meant to be just enjoyed and embraced how it is. And so your partner will know that you love and you care and you cherish about them. But I really just, you know, jealousy and possessiveness, you know, we're not here to be possessed.
And your moon in Aquarius cuts some of that energy. It's probably something that flares up in you and you're like, where is this coming from? Because your intellectual brain is like, I don't need to feel jealous at this moment. Your intellectual moon is like, why am I, you like give yourself anxiety about feeling something like that. And don't, you know, it's okay. It's okay.
So the last thing I want to kind of bring up to you before we get out of here is that on your karmic path, the book that I researched, it gives us a crystal and it gives us an advice or suggestion. So I'm going to leave you with this, okay? So your crystal, because your karmic path is called the way of discovery, which just that's the best thing. And think about an Aries. And Aries is new and everything is new and discover. So you want to just discover new things about yourself, about your environment, about the world around you. The crystal is Labradorite, and it leads to discoveries of ideas that hover just beneath the surface of the collective consciousness. The inner light of this stone assists in the articulation of new concepts with credence.
Oh yeah.
I'll send you this information. Okay. And then the suggestion or like advice is to slow down enough to realize others' value and worth. Learn the art of appreciation. Don't pursue every idea. Find a confidant. So I also encourage that, especially with how deep your feelings really are. You should find somebody that you trust, that you talk to, that you trust, which again, I know might take some time, but to talk to. So
I'm going to leave you with a spirit animal. I encourage you to channel some wolf energy into your life. A wolf is both a solo animal and a pack animal. They don't trust a lot of people, but they do create a small, tight-knit group that helps them through everything they want to get through. And wolves are badass. So
and they leave nobody. They don't leave anybody behind in the pack. They're about that. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So
thank you.
Thank you. That was all very good advice. I loved it. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. That was cute. That was cute. Okay, guys.
Allison.
So
our first guest, you guys, Allison, was so
Let's
nice.
give it up. Give it up. Give it up. Hey.
Wherever you are in the world. Give your applause to Allison.
Yes. All right. Ready?
Yeah, today's getting our second guest on the chat.
Ready. He been ready.
Right. We got Dan coming in from an undisclosed location in Florida. But he is also a Detroit fella and a Leo.
What up? Oh my God, look at that hair.
Right. Would it be?
Okay, Dan, so I'm going to say something real. It's nice to meet you in person. What's up, bro?
How are you?
Oh my God. Oh, I love you already. Yes. Give me all this. Listen, give me all this Leo energy. You know how I feel about my Leos.
Mm-hmm.
Here we are.
Mm-hmm.
Swoon.
He says here. Of course.
Right. What you expect. So as everybody can tell, that is a Leo right there. Let you know. They're here.
Mm-hmm.
So hey, Cassie.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, welcome. Thank you for coming in. We're sending all the love and energy, good energy with everything we're about to talk about. So we want to know what's your take on being a Leo?
Pretty much everything that I have ever read about Leo personality traits, and you can confirm this. I am a Leo. I just am. I'm here.
Cool. Mm-hmm. Is there anything in particular you want to talk about in relationship to your chart? Because I know you are a little astrologically savvy, witchy Leo king. But you know, anything you want to chat about in particular, or should we just dive in?
I'm actually just more curious because, like, we have all seen my chart, so I'm just more curious to see what you guys think is like the things that make you go,
Oh, that's such a good song. Thank you for the throwback. So yeah, Dan, that is actually quite true. It's actually quite unique for me to meet you in this moment as well. I think I'll go first. So I find that the fact that you have some 10th house energy that is strong, leads you to be in charge of you and everybody else. And wanting to be like shine, wanting to be out there. You have a lot of fixed energy, which, you know, I'm sure when you make decisions, people don't change your mind, if ever. And I think that it's amazing that you have a Libra rising, which you're very charming, and you know everybody's like, oh, that's Dan, you know, when they meet you, and then they get to know you and they're like, oh, that's Dan.
So let's say so everybody, because you know the audience hasn't seen your chart. So Dan's big three.
Gotcha.
Dan is
You're
a
right.
Leo sun, as I mentioned,
Mm-hmm.
a Taurus moon, which is a very favorable moon position, and a Libra rising. So, oh, a dog. Hey, girl. Yeah, that's yeah. You know, I wrote down kind of what jumped out at me, which is you have the sun in your 10th house of career, which is, you know, a very favorable position for gaining acclaim and making a name for yourself, though it usually comes like in middle age about. And Mercury there too is, and other placements, your Mars in Aries, the sun in Leo, you shine as the boss. And you know this on some level, but part of your karmic path is this like mutable energy, and there's a lot of fixed and mutable energy in your chart that may make you hesitant to embrace that fully. You know what I mean? Like being the boss and having the spotlight also comes with all of the decision making and all of that goes along with it.
Yeah.
And that can be really tough. And it's especially tough for Libra rising because they'll analyze anything into death. With your North Node in Pisces, it means your South Node is starting out in analytical, micromanaging Virgo, which will also anxiety something to death. And one thing that I read about your North Node placement in Pisces, and so I don't know if you watched Allison's portion of the show, but like that's your karmic path. And so you need to end up in a place where you have more faith in the universe and faith in like blessings and gifts, and not feel like you are a schmuck for embracing that part of yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it exists. I know you're a natural witch. You text me, hey, I'm enjoying the show on YouTube. The moment I got a text from the guy who was supposed to be in your spot telling me a coronavirus. So like some level, you know what things are going to push you forward. But it's about embracing that knowledge, your little psychic gifts, your sixth sense moments, and also being nice to all the people around you. Because some of that, you got a lot of masculine energy, a lot of fire energy, the 10th house,
fixed energy.
Yeah, a lot of fixed energy. It can lead to bristling with authority figures and also coworkers and also people beneath you. And being the Libra rising helps. It helps you be charming and magnanimous and, you know, nice to people, but like really
checking your ego,
people's heads off if they fuck up.
And it's not, you know, it's not that it's coming from that place, but it will be received in that way.
You work at a high level and you expect other people to be at your level. And I've been in the workforce for 20 years now and nobody's at the level. Like literally nobody is at the level. I don't know how people are. I don't even know how there's a workforce. People are so dumb out there. So but channel your inner Southern belle, bless their hearts, you know, give them a little like grace and you know,
that
will be favorable.
And it may be that you not necessarily intimidate people, but you know, Pluto in the first house, you intimidate people. And it's just because people know what you're capable of, but they don't know what you're capable of. You know what I mean? And so be yourself and shine, because I love when Leo shine. That's I mean, your sun is in you having the sun in Leo is the best place it could ever be because it's meant to be there, no matter what house placement you have. Some may be more difficult than others, but it's really nice. It's like boss energy in the 10th house. And
Yeah.
also having your career in like midhaven, which is at the top of your chart, like what you're supposed to do in Leo, like you are meant to shine and perform no matter what. It's just learning how to balance all of that energy to not come off so like, oh, like, you know, got too much ego is never good for anyone.
And the Leo moon can be too much stagnation, too much like a tendency to stay in your comfort zone. And you don't do that. Like nothing good happens there.
Use that Pisces energy that your soul really wants to make your Taurus moon like at least a little bit soften. Because your feelings, you know, are deeper, and Taurus moon is actually it's a good placement for it. But, you know, so emotional security and stability is vital for you to feel comfortable in general. But that's also going to lead sometimes to stagnancy, like Cassie said. So you want to kind of be mutable and move with the Pisces energy. And your karmic path ends it says the week of the loner. And it's okay to being a loner doesn't necessarily mean you're alone. It just means that, you know, your energy is really best served and your soul is best served when you're able to be one with spirit and not have anybody else kind of clouding that energy for you. And it's easy, I think, for people to attract people and not drown your energy, but they attract, and you have to learn how to set really good boundaries with lots of people, especially the people that are your intimate partners.
And that like that Pisces, you know, the end of your karmic path to just you could your career and your stage that you find, because it doesn't necessarily have to be the thing that makes you money, but like you in order to feel like you have fulfilled your mission on this earth, like you have to find a place where you can let your star really fucking shine and let your inner sunshine fucking go out into the world. You are like meant to do that. But that Pisces energy for your North Node, like it could, and the Pluto in the first house, it could be something weird. Like, because you could be, that week of the loner thing could be like, you've been the first person to do it, you know, like, has anyone started a spa where you get your tarot cards read and also a massage? Like something like that. Like you have a psychic sense, a natural affinity toward occult weird matters. And I am reading into this a little bit because I do know you, and now I just want this. Like I want this to exist, so I want you to make it. But
manifest.
Like, just, you know, again, stepping outside of what you believe is possible and into what the fuck would you think of if anything were possible? Like, forget what anyone else has ever done. What do you want to do?
Yeah. Use like the Pisces energy of like dreaminess and, you know, just spiritual and just beyond what this realm is. You know, Pisces are like those ethereal beings. They're like, they don't really float with the rest of us. They flow, however. So use that. I'm with Cassie though. That actually sounds that sounds promising.
I would go there.
Right.
I would go to that place.
I think a lot of people would just step into the back, you know, just like, oh.
Like a large beaded curtain.
Yes, beaded curtain.
Everywhere.
He already knows.
You know. So, I mean, I would encourage all of that. And then the other thing I did notice is that your Venus in 9th house of Gemini, you like a lot of different, you like variety. And I mean, variety on variety culturally, and also just, you know, change is good, I guess. You know, just
embrace that.
Yeah,
Work
embrace
with
it.
Yeah. Gemini is a very mentally explorative sign, you know. And I read an interpretation of that particular placement where it was like it's the student in the teacher's house. So like yeah, like you end up just kind of exploring into everything so that you can say fuck you to the man, you know, like
you can say that you did it. I explored it.
Exactly.
I explored it. Let's see. You do have a couple outer planets that are retrograde in your planet. And anytime we have any planets retrograde in our chart, but they always seem to manifest inward. So you happen to have Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune all retrograde in your chart, which are outer planets. So avoid really being super overcritical of yourself and being so hard on yourself, and being harsh in your speech towards others. And in Uranus, you know, unpredictability is good. It's good. It's okay to be eccentric and let people see that as eccentricity. It's actually really okay. Or say something eccentric. They're like, oh, and you may say something that people would have never thought of in a way. And then Neptune is also retrograde, and that's kind of your Pisces energy, as we talked about, the illusions. And it has Capricorn in that house, so that's different. Because those aren't, you know, Pisces are all like this, you know, they're like, yeah, man, you know, and Capricorn is not. Capricorn's like, let's make this money. So I guess just don't be delusional about your ambitions. Like really dream big, dream bigger. Because I feel like Cassie's idea is great. Like dream bigger than you thought, because that's going to probably serve you better than not. And strike out on your own individual and creative path without fear. That is a very good thing for you to do. Again, this tarot spa, Cassie, I think you hit gold there.
Listen, free idea. Come watch the Zodiac Chatline. Get free business ideas.
Listen, yeah, I know. Take it.
Oh, do I have anything else I wanted to address with you, Dan? You know, there was some
lunch money from 5th grade that I owe you.
Oh, how do you know about my Scorpio placements?
Oh, right. Because his Taurus moon ain't trying to owe nobody no money. It's like,
that's
no, I don't owe nobody nothing.
We didn't talk about the fact that you have Mars in Aries, which is the sign that it rules. So that is a very powerful placement in your 6th house of service and health. That's right. Yeah. Yep. In the 6th house. So again, this is energy that leads to, it can be a bit of a, you know, conflict with people you work with because you are there to get your way and do the job right. And anyone who's not there to do it correctly is gonna hear an earful about it.
Should move.
But it's also, I think, a very favorable placement for once you decide to take action and you do it, like there's no stopping you, especially with the 10th house sun in Leo placements, like you're off and fucking running. And also reading about that placement, Mars in the 6th house, it's very important for you and for your energetic balance to be like outdoors moving your body. Like if you go in your backyard and dance for an hour, or you take a walk around your neighborhood, or you punch a tree, like I don't know, whatever, but like just a way of
getting all of that Aries energy out.
Getting some physical energy out into the like physical world. Oh, sex. Yeah, there you go.
I mean,
that's
you can have sex
one.
Outdoors. Right. I mean, with the Pluto on the 1st house and the Venus. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Porn all the time. They're all
look at he giggles.
That's a different chat show.
Is it? Because our chat show is open to all of us. I mean, you know, we are here. The universe is free. We are free. There is nothing too taboo because it's in your chart.
Right.
So
you signed the release.
Just in general though, you know, Aries, like, like she said, Aries need to be physical in order not to burn out. And that's the other thing about Mars and Aries. Make sure you don't burn out. It's easy for Mars. It's easy for Aries to burn out because their fire burns so quickly, so impulsively, so quick, so fast. And the fact that it's in your 6th house of work and daily health, like, make sure you're not overdoing it with your extracurriculars or whatever you do. Make sure you are taking care of your health and you're really focused on that, because it can be really easy for you to burn out and do something, burn yourself out.
The 10th house sun and Mercury energy portends burnout also. So yeah. And I think your Libra like a theme that came up to me looking at some of those placements was also like, if you embrace your willingness to have a little faith in people, you could find a very beneficial partner to work with you to help propel you to the next level, and not necessarily like that they're going to be your business partner or your love partner or whatever, but like somebody who can offer you support in a way that you need to, elevate yourself to the next level. And you won't trust just anyone to do that. So I trust you to have discernment in that, arena, but don't think that no one is good enough for that.
Yeah.
Because the right person is,
yes.
Going to be able to do that for you. And maybe there are a lot of right people.
Yeah. You would, air energy would probably benefit you. They would give you the props that you need, but also help you kind of like figure out because Leo's energy is fixed fire, so that like at least it's directed in some sort of way when it is directed, but that can also mean that it's directed in the wrong way, you know what I mean? And you would stay on that same path and keep giving the same type of energy and fire to something that could possibly be spread other ways. So I think So we have, as you saw for Allison, we found the crystals. I'm sure you're familiar with this for your karmic path. So we're going to tell you what it is. You have Sugilite. It connects individuals to their reason for existence and supports the feelings of having a mission. This stone reveals methods of embodying the divine in human form. And that's pretty much exactly what Cassie said, like having more faith in spirit. And, you could kind of pass for Ted Neely from Jesus Christ Superstar. But
Awesome.
I want everybody to Google, because when they look it up, they'll be like, yo, he does. I'm just saying. First of all, that man did a very good job playing Jesus in that. Okay, that was in my 8th grade play. Okay, anyways, sorry. I get easily distracted. Your suggestion or advice is to avoid worry. Learn to relax and let things be. Pay attention to your feelings and acknowledge your mission. And I think, again, that goes back to Cassie's explanation of you having the Virgo in the beginning of the energy. You have to kind of not be so much in your head and worry. I mean, like, life happens whether you want it to or not. And the more we flow with it, the easier it goes.
You can be happening to it, or it can be happening to you.
Listen. If you ain't gotta get ready if you stay ready. What?
Perfect.
I leave you with the spirit animal of the giraffe.
Yeah,
Giraffes are born to stand out. Symbolically, they symbolize like a 6th sense, because of course their long neck, they can see much farther than the normal animal, and they move with grace and ease, and they're gentle. So a little gentle, graceful energy with these dum-dums out here, and you never know what good luck you're gonna find.
Not dum-dums, but she's
Girl.
right. I know, I didn't say you're right. You are absolutely correct.
We were all
right though. Yeah, no, right? We all need to just say it at this point, because, like, America.
Girl, let's not even talk about America.
We can. We want to thank you
you
so much for stepping in, showing up, showing out, letting us see
putting
this
that
beautiful
mane on.
I was going to say, yes, girl, you better be in my head. The mane, the beard, everything on point. I love that everybody on the show today had the glasses theme going on. Thank you. But thank you so much for joining. We hope that we helped empower you for the rest of your week. with all the blessings.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yes, we will see you
Bye.
soon. Bye.
Stay safe in Florida. Watch out for gators.
Oh, yes.
Gator or the Florida man.
Oh my God. You never know. Florida man riding a gator on a golf cart.
Whose birthday was that? I'm sure you could look that up, and I'm sure that showed up on somebody. Oh my goodness, girl!
Yay!
So
That was our first two guests, y'all. Yay!
I know, right?
I love it. I love it. Okay, so do we
If
have
you
time
wanna-
for an
we do.
audience question?
I think we have time for an audience question, and also if you want to be that third face with us, please do not hesitate to slide in the DMs or hit us up at the Zodiac Chatline at gmail.com. I promise you, we will get back to you sooner than you think, probably within minutes. Also, we do have a TikTok, a Twitter, an YouTube, Anchor, Spotify. You can find us, listen to us, check us out. Tell your friends, tell your mama, tell your grandmama, tell all them. They want to know about their zodiac too.
That's right. That's right.
We
Your
will
mom's
see
a
you.
Scorpio. She wants to know.
We will see you. She wants to know now. We will see you, of course, this Thursday, January the what is it, 13th, 14th? One of those days. Yeah,
14th, I believe.
14th. It is the 13th on Thursday.
Girl,
Yes.
I can't do basic
It's
math.
okay. But
13th.
we'll see you then for our...
It's because Mercury actually goes retrograde on the 14th, right? That's why we're doing the show on the 13th?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay,
yes.
that's why.
So maybe we'll miss that whole tech. So we will see you then for sure. So yes, we do have time for an audience question. Cassie,
Yes, we have one from email. Are houses
Okay.
on birth charts always the same?
No. that is the short answer. The houses on your chart start with whatever sign is your ascendant, and then it continues to go in the order of the zodiac. So if your house started as it's supposed to, and you have an Aries rising, and that's the first house, then everything will fall in suit as within the normal zodiac. Not everybody's is like that. My first house is Cancers. Cassie's is
Taurus.
So everybody's house falls differently. And so wherever your rising is, that continues your houses, and then that ends up where every planet ends up being placed when the moment is you take your first breath.
Yeah. So it's your rising sign is the sign that was rising over the eastern horizon at the moment you were born. So it changes throughout the day by the
Minute.
hour, by the minute. It depends. You really need to know exactly the time you were born to determine the rising sign. And like you said, you just basically transplant that sign as the number one house in your chart. And then you just go in the order of the zodiac, which starts with Aries, ends with Pisces, and always goes in the same order. Can you do them super fast?
Yeah. Can I? Starting with Aries? Oh,
yeah.
You didn't even ask the real challenge. So we got Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. That's how you run it, girl.
As good as Beyonce.
Listen, that's because I literally look at it every day, all day. That's the language I speak. That's pretty much the language Cassie and I speak. We talk to each other like this in real life. I don't think you guys really know that, but we do.
Yep.
So we have, yes.
Draw a card.
Yes, we do.
Yep.
Again, we will have a card for the collective. Again, thank you to everybody for joining our first live show. We appreciate y'all. So again,
thank you again to Dan and Allison.
Yes, of course. Dan and Allison, thank you for being so vulnerable and open. We loved delving into your chart. We will have more guests again next Sunday, but we'll tell you about them later. I will be pulling a card from the Light Seers Tarot from Chris and Ann. I did that last week. Ignore the backwards, but that's what I'm doing. So again, we have all the major arcanas. I will be pulling just that for the collective, guys. Please, before I pull this, have an amazing and blessed week. You are able to make whatever your life is. What you think about, you bring about. So here we go. Ooh, all right. We have the moon. The moon. Okay, so I love the moon. The moon is they say its ruler is Pisces, but I like it as Cancer, but I get a little bit of both. As you can see, she is under the water, and so sometimes when we're underwater, a lot of things are not clear, foggy, emotions, everything is just kind of drowning. And you can see the full moon above that, and then you see the black wolf and the white wolf. And sometimes that's the good and the evil side of us, the dark and the light and the shadow. I guess that's a better term. But so for this week, for the moon, it's okay to conquer your fears. Some things may be revealed to you. It's okay. You were meant to know. But
Be receptive.
especially with all the retrogrades, maybe that is the time that things will get what you reveal, because it is time for you to know. And just know that anything that is revealed is something that is always for your highest good. And you'll be able to see the light with a full moon, which we do have coming up next week. Brr, brr, brr. It's a big one.
Cancer.
Where it's supposed to be.
That's right.
So guys, that's the moon for the week. Cassie, as always, girl, you know I love you.
I love you too. Everybody stay happy and blessed and safe out there.
Please
And
do.
we'll see you on Thursday.
On Thursday. Thanks again, everybody. It's all love.
Peace.
Bye.